Hello everyone, I am back and I don't think you can see this whole frame in the thing, so there's that. This is a frame that I am painting, obviously. It obviously has multiple coats already. I painted it red first, and then I painted it, see, you can see the red. Then I painted like 3 coats of a light gold over it. And then I painted some dark gold over it. And it's just, the coverage is not good. And not doing what I want. And the reason I painted the brown, like the brownish gold over the gold is because I could not get the gold to gold. So, because, you know, yeah, that's how you should say everything. So I just thought I would go through and kind of smuts it with the lighter gold, because I don't really have a plan of how to handle this, because I just want it to be a gold frame that is not like, yeah. And I actually thought about doing like some fancy stuff. And by fancy stuff, I mean, you know, like taking some gesso or some modeling paste. But, you know, this isn't thick enough to really, like, play with too much. It's just a very thin, and it's a piece of crap wood frame. It's the one that came with the canvas, and it's not like perfectly flat. It's not great. It's just, there's wood grain. It was stuff sticking up. I don't know the proper technique to deal with stuff sticking up. So I took an emery board. Because I didn't want to have to like go through like the shop in my husband's garage and try and find real sandpaper. I know where the fingernail files are. Ooh. But just dabbing wherever I feel like I need some dabs. Because none of this really, I think, matters too much. How's that? Okay, that's looking like an old frame. It's kind of what I was going for. I hope that makes sense. Like, I didn't want it to be new looking. Because I could have just painted it completely gold. And see, I should have maybe, here, can you see that? See how the nail holes are nail hole-ish. Come on. There you go. See, that's, like I said, I don't remember what I paid for this, but it was not much. I think it was like $5 or $6 for the canvas that fits in the frame. So it's like the frame and the canvas together, which is more expensive than I normally pay for canvases. Because normally I'm buying them as cheap as I can. And I got a whole bunch from the Dollar Tree. And then I bought some from Ross, Dress for Less. Some from TJ Maxx. They were cheaper than Walmart. I have some Walmart ones too. But I don't remember if I know my son bought me some. And then my daughter bought me some. So at different times, they've bought me canvases. So I've been trying not to buy any canvases because I've got like 30 empty canvases. But they're all like different sizes. So don't be like, you know, like, and a lot of them are really small ones and like little ones. And I don't want a bunch of little ones. I wanted to do some big art. And I'm calling this big art. This is not big art. This is like a 12 by 12. So, but I'm saying like a bunch of tiny little ones. So I'm counting like the magnet canvases too. So, but I would like to do some big ones. That's on my to-do list. Part of the problem with doing really big ones though is how do I film this? Like you've seen, I have had difficulty filming big. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to put the lids back on these, and if I need to, I can come back and smoots more. But I just thought I would take you through painting part of the frame. I didn't want to make you guys watch me paint it like red. So I had to do a whole coat of red and then like, you know, painting it gold and gold and gold and gold. So, yeah. And then you know, I painted it the dark brown. And now I've lightened it up with some gold. I think it is, and this is gold acrylic. I also want to say, if I had to do it over again, I would not have painted the red. So there's that. Because the reason I painted red is because I watched too many YouTube videos. I watched too many. And I watched Bumgarner Restorations make a frame. And he painted it red first, and then he gold leafed it. And in my head, that meant I had to, before I acrylic painted it with gold, paint it red. That makes no sense, because it's a totally different process to gold leaf something than to just dab on gold acrylic paint. So I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. You don't have to paint it red. That was just a waste of my time. I don't know what I was thinking. And maybe there's some red undertone in here that, you know, we're just not seeing with our naked eye, but our other eyes are perceiving. I don't think so. But that's how I did it. And I am going to take this, let it dry, and I will say one thing though. I'm going to varnish, not just the outside. I'm also going to varnish the inside of this, because I'm try not to touch it too much, because, you know. But I got paint on the inside, and obviously I'm going to varnish the whole thing because I don't want paint to wear off onto the painting when I pop the canvas back in. So this is going to be touching canvas on the inside, and obviously I don't want that to happen. So, and you can see it's just really just like cheap pine wood or something. I don't know. I don't know my wood types. What am I? Not a lumberjack. And see how like rough that is? It's pretty darn rough for a, so I'm like, yeah, it's pretty darn rough. You can see the wood grain. It is not sanded nice. And I probably could have done a better job, but doesn't really matter. I kind of think that this will look good with the painting. So, yeah. We will see. Yeah, that looks like a frame I might see in a store, maybe. I don't know. Y'all, I'm so stressed out. Save me from myself. I'm literally in the middle of painting the Chagall. And I took this break just because I needed to take this break of painting something super simple. And I'm making it more complicated because I don't want to have to go back to that painting. Save me. I had a dream of a chicken lady. You know, like Saturday Night Live chicken lady? Chagall scares me. Bye.